Hello and welcome at Exam Zone 24/7. Today we will be discussing the next part of SBI Cbo pre-exam training material. However, this part is seems some more important than the other parts I have discussed with you. Hope it is visible to you all. First, this is related to the banking knowledge. Okay. Now, the very first question. Okay. And it is about NBFCs. Okay. Along with the discussion, we will be continuing the details of that topic so that if it is asked in the exam, you may feel comfortable while answering these questions. NBFCs are regulated by, see, not only the NBFCs as such finance companies, okay, especially if they are dealing with public money, they are to be regulated and registered by RBI. Regulated and registered by RBI. Okay, let me zoom. This is the first question. See, SEBI cannot be this because these finance companies, SEBI is for related to the securities, investment, other companies which are involved in the market, especially equity market, debt market, etc. IRDA is insurance regulatory company for insurance companies. NABARD is related to, is a standalone all India financial institution. Okay, and specifically if you say it may go with RRBs, but it is not with that, then RBI is the only option. In this case, you see that even if you do not know the answer of this question while attempting at first, you will be able to answer by seeing at the options. Second, NBFCs cannot accept the term deposits, demand deposits, time deposits, and fixed. First, you need to know about NBFCs. NBFCs are deposit taking. डिपॉजिट टेकिंग मीन्स एनबीएफसी ऐसे भी होते हैं जो डिपॉजिट ले सकते हैं एंड नॉन डिपॉजिट टेकिंग. ओके, these are there are both the categories. Deposit taking means they may accept the deposit, but NBFCs cannot accept the deposits which are payable on demand. Okay, because payable on demand deposits can only be accepted by the banks. ठीक है, अगर आप बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन एक्ट सेक्शन 5 डिफिनीशन ऑफ बैंकिंग में जाओगे तो देन यू मे सी this is related to the banks only. Means NBFCs cannot accept demand deposits, but however you must know that NBFCs may accept the demand deposits. Okay, there are other things like classification of NBFCs. स्केल बेस्ड क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ NBFCs आरबीआई की गाइडलाइन है, वो आप पढ़ लीजिएगा. बेस लेयर, मिडल लेयर, अपर लेयर, these are the categories of NBFCs. Okay, just after discussing these 8 questions in the first slot, I will be telling you people what is the categories and related concept with these questions. Now, which of the following is a systematically important core investment company? See, before that you need to know what is the core investment company. कोर इन्वेस्टमेंट कंपनी मीन्स ऐसी कंपनी, अभी आपने जियो फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज का देखा था, ओसीआईसी के लिए मांग रही थी, मीन्स 90% ऑफ दियर असेट्स, असेट्स मतलब जैसे बैंक के लिए लोन होता है असेट, फॉर द बैंक्स लोन इज एन असेट, फॉर द अदर कंपनीज 90% ऑफ दियर असेट्स आर invested in group companies or in such a structure which will be classified as an investment more than 90%. अच्छा, systematically important mean it will be if its asset side is more than 100 crore, then it will be the systematically important. So then option this is not, except deposit is completely out of the scope. Invest mainly in government securities. No, there is no criteria where the core investment company will invest. High asset side of 100 crore and 90% investment in group companies. Okay. 90% of the investment in group companies. See, you must know about the core investment companies. See, means these are the for purpose of holding in investee company. RBI guideline group companies wherever it is mentioned is actually investee companies. Okay. Similarly, further one classification is also there. You must know these investment are not for purpose of trading. मीन्स जो भी इन्होंने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है ग्रुप कंपनीज में वो ट्रेडिंग के पर्पस के लिए नहीं है. नाउ द क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 वी विल फिनिश with the speed. Now hope it is visible to you. Well, hope now visible. Okay. Which act allows banks to auction properties of defaulting borrowers? See, this question SBI has not asked in very good way, because there were other tools with the court intervention we were able to auction and sell the properties, but purpose of asking is there here should be without court intervention. Okay, then see, in the banking regulation act it is all about the regulation of banking and there is nothing related to the auction and recovery. Companies Act also do not talk about this. This is all about the company's procedure, establishment, disclosures. RERA, RERA, everyone knows that when you are attempting and like you are building a complex and others, you are a builder, you need to get approval for this. Okay. Only SARFAESI Act is there. Where is? This is insolvency and bankruptcy. This is the different thing. So then SARFAESI Act. You must learn the year also in which year it has been and the amendments. Then which act allows the banks to auction the property? That is SARFAESI Act. Further, this is not only related with the SARFAESI, there were other acts, recovery of debt due to banks, like DRTs and others are there where you may auction the property. Then the SBI might have given this material in a very, it was possible to give in more clear way, but by the way, we will. Which authority handles appeals against SARFAESI actions? See, appeal against SARFAESI actions. In the answer, they are telling at DRAT, but it is not correct. It is not correct. See, which authority has handles for SARFAESI? If aggrieved, you will file application to DRT. Okay. And if aggrieved by DRT, then you will file application to DRAT. Okay. Further, Supreme Court, High Court, even any court in India not allowed to stop SARFAESI action. However, you may file a writ petition to the courts. Okay. So then further, this is not about stopping the SARFAESI action. It is about the knowing about the genuineness and grounds on which SARFAESI Act is being enforced. Okay. DRAT is, if person is aggrieved from DRT, then he may go to DRAT. Person cannot go directly to DRAT. Okay. Which class of borrowers is excluded from SARFAESI? We already know. Agriculture. See, एसबीआई ने क्या बनाया है ट्रेनिंग मटेरियल, किस तरह से एग्रीकल्चर लैंड होल्डर्स आर different thing. Agriculture loan, suppose I am having agriculture land but I have a housing loan. Okay, this is somewhat confusing. You must write that loans which are on agriculture land is not covered for SARFAESI. Okay, even if more than 80% of the dues is already paid, then you cannot enforce SARFAESI. Even if dues is less than 1 lakh, then also you cannot enforce SARFAESI. These type of borrowers are excluded from SARFAESI actions. There is nothing like retail borrowers, MSME borrowers and corporate borrowers, etc. Even exporters also. Exporter are generally different thing. There are discounting of bills in the exporter. There is no such other things where you are going to enforce the SARFAESI. Provisioning for doubtful assets for more than 3 years. This is important, and not only for more than 3 years. You ask that 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and more than 3 years. Okay. These provisioning norms you need to know. Further, what is the provisioning, and we will be discussing it. Okay. See, provisioning norms we will discuss here. The question is this: provisioning for doubtful assets. Okay. Provisioning for doubtful assets. When the asset becomes doubtful, first asset becomes NPA. Then for 1 year from date of NPA, it is quoted as substandard asset. Okay. If 1 year is passed, then it goes into doubtful. Doubtful 1 means doubtful 1 year passed. Okay. ठीक है. Or you may classify as a loss asset, but see, loss asset has no classification because it is on auditors and banks whether to recognize this asset as a loss asset. Okay. Now, if it is doubtful for up to 1 year, the provisioning will be 25%. Okay. Now, if it is doubtful 2, under 2, DA2, this is 1 to 3 years. there will be the 40%, and for more than 3 years there is the 100%. Okay. Now, further, in case of NPS, if there are 5 crore and above, stock audit is mandatory. अच्छा, एक चीज और बोलता हूँ, 25% प्रोविजनिंग क्या, व्हाट, ये हमने अपने क्लास में भी बताया है, आप लोग कमेंट करके बताइए। और इफ इट इज डाउटफुल में, प्रोविजनिंग 25% करनी है, किसका 25%, मीन्स 25% ऑफ व्हाट। भाई 25% किसी का कैलकुलेट तो करोगे ना, तो देखो इसको बताओ आप कमेंट करके कि 25%, 40%, 100% क्या है, तो देन इट इज फॉर मोर देन 3 years, इट इज 100%. Here is also answer is correct. Which of the following is not a type of classifying asset as a the toxic, तो इंग्लिश वर्ग है, टॉक्सिक जैसा कुछ नहीं, डाउटफुल, सब स्टैंडर्ड, स्टैंडर्ड और लॉस आपने सब सुना ही है, तो ये आप देख सकते हो। नेक्स्ट, अंडर सरफेसी एक्ट बैंक, सी, in the SARFAESI Act there is a possession notice, sale notice. For possession notice there is 60 days, for sale it is 30 days. Okay, must give, here what will be, possession notice, it is the 60 days. The answer for this will be 60 days. Which is the central registry created under SARFAESI Act? Sir, देखो, SARFAESI is the central registry where you need to register the properties which are charged, means you need to register as a charge. Earlier there was a guideline to register charge within 30 days, but now there is no guideline when to register the charge. But if you register your charge later, then the priority will be later. Means suppose you fail to register a charge on housing loan on SARFAESI. Next, a bank has created a charge on the same property, then before you, then the priority of the charge will be mm, uh, prioritize for the first bank which has registered the charge before you, not on you who have although sanctioned the loan but not registered at SARFAESI. Okay, now it is the SARFAESI. See, even if you do not know the answer, you must know that CRELIC is large credit repository information as it is maintained by RBI. Core investment company, it cannot be, it is related to company. NESLUIDI, you know that this is not the related to any type of such check, then only SARFAESI is there. This is the way when you do not know the exact answers, you make a prudent guessing going through the options. Which body supervises asset reconstruction companies? Okay. All ARCs also need to register with RBI. जहां पे आप रजिस्टर करोगे आपको वही सुपरवाइज करेगा. ओके, सी, डू नॉट गो with housing bank, national housing bank, there is nothing in it. Okay, payment banks are allowed to accept saving, yes, payment bank accept saving deposit up to 2 lakhs. ये रिवाइज भी हो करके 2 lakhs हुआ था फॉर KYC compliant accounts. Payment banks cannot give loans, as credit card are also a type of loans. They cannot issue credit cards except NRI deposits. No, they are prohibited to accept that type of deposit and foreign exchange transaction. Okay. Payment bank is just like a wallet. Okay. You are putting your money, generally saving account services, Which is the first payment bank in India? You comment. First payment bank in India. You comment. Payment banks, see, payment banks can issue debit card or not. Yes, debit card is just a way to withdraw money. There is nothing bad if payment bank is issuing debit card. They can very well issue the debit cards, but not the credit cards, because credit cards are a type of a loan and payment banks are prohibited for granting the loans. Okay. Cannot be promoters of a payment bank. See, payment bank and banks. Okay. Promoter criteria is same, fit and proper criteria as by RBI, and large business houses which are not earning any part of their income from the banking and other related services. Okay. They cannot be the promoter. However, this question may not be possible, but the investment limit in private banks may be asked. Okay. सी अभी यस बैंक का एक्विजिशन इसीलिए रुका हुआ है आरबीआई की गाइडलाइन के वजह से. ओके. नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which entity provides banking services for unbanked areas under India Post Payment Bank? C. Kirana store, Panchayat, SSG, both are the different things, and these are the actually the consumer of banking services. CSCs are village level CSCs, which are especially for digital banking. However, they may also act as a BCs. BCs are responded not only India Post Payment Bank. These are also applicable to banks also. They may provide, okay, accepting the deposits for the banks and allowing the interest through Aadhaar enabled payment system AEPS machines. However, nowadays a third party is being involved. The third party is maintaining the BCs, and this party is coordinating with the banks. So there will be the BCs. Which of the following is a digital currency initiative of RBI? Okay. Central Bank Digital Currency. See, if SBI is asking this question, he may not put here because the aspirants will get confused. Okay. Aspirants will get confused because e-rupee is also a part of this. Okay. You must also know about GeoCoin. See, e-rupee actually like you can say this is like a payment platform, and central bank digital currency is a digital currency initiative of RBI. Okay. UPI and Bharat Pay and AEPS are the payment platforms. These are not the digital currencies. Which of the following was launched? Whatever I have shared in the digital banking booklet, everything is mentioned in there. You go through the digital banking booklet. Which of the following was launched for grievance redressal by RBI? Okay. This is the complaint management system. CMS portal is of RBI, where you, if you search, you will find that even for banking ombudsman also you find the link, and you may quote your grievances. Now the next set of questions. Which of the following promotes responsible transparency in digital banking? Okay. So digital lending guidelines as again issued by RBI. So it is not very recent, but earlier it has been issued by RBI. E-Rupee PI Portable Infrastructure Development Scheme, that was development of infrastructure, payment infrastructure. Prava portal is for filing of it is regulatory filing portal. Fintech Sandbox is for testing, where if you are आपने कुछ फिनटेक बनाया हुआ तो रेगुलेटरी सैंडबॉक्स आप उसमें टेस्ट कर सकते हो. IDRBT का ये है. Digital lending guidelines, yes, it is issued by RBI, then it will control. What does PIDF scheme? देखो अभी ऊपर हमने PIDF बताया भी कि ये पेमेंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट फंड है. ये क्या है कि पेमेंट जो सिस्टम्स हैं उनके इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बूस्ट करने के लिए कुछ फंड आरबीआई ने रखा है, बाकी बैंकों को इसमें शेयर करना है. एक कंट्रीब्यूटरी फंड है जिसके थ्रू पेमेंट डिजिटल पेमेंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को मजबूत बनाया जाएगा. ओके. नाउ which initiative was launched to allow easier license approval tracking with RBI? See, this question might have also been asked in a different way because it will create the portal. Prava portal is also used for this, where you will be the Sibyl is different thing. Grams is also not related to this. ODR, will develop interpretations, it is also not this, and seed nothing is this. Okay. Only Prava portal which is related to RBI is there. You can also correct it, but it was better to say because on tap licensing policy of banks is there. Suppose if any option is there, our student may confuse that whether he should tick the Prava or OTLP. Okay. Next, which portal provides information of unclaimed deposits? ये important है, इसके बारे में हमने बताया भी है पहले. अनक्लेम्ड, ठीक है. उद्गम पोर्टल ऑलरेडी न्यूज बैंकिंग, अगर करंट बैंकिंग इकोनॉमी फाइनेंस आप पढ़ोगे तो उसमें कई बार आ चुका है उद्गम पोर्टल. और उसमें क्या है और मेन करना है, उस डिपॉजिटल की डिटेल में पिन कोड डालना जरूरी है. पिन कोड उसमें मेंशन्ड होगा कि कहाँ के पिन कोड की वो डिपॉजिट है. बाकी डिटेल्स उसमें शेयर्ड हैं. यू मस्ट स्टडी what are the details which will be available on the website of banks which are showing details of unclaimed deposit. दक्ष दक्ष जो आरबीआई मॉनिटरिंग पोर्टल, ये बहुत पहले आया था और दक्ष पे आप रिपोर्ट करते हो. ठीक है. ये ऑफ साइट मॉनिटरिंग है. ऑफ साइट मतलब ये ऑनलाइन जो भी आप रिपोर्ट्स और डेटा सबमिट करते हो उसके थ्रू आरबीआई पता लगाता है कि आपका सब कुछ सही चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है. ओके. हाउ योर बैंक इज फंक्शनिंग. Now, NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, was established in this, and it is developed. It is now works as a umbrella organization. ठीक है. Even NPCI is now has been working internationally. Okay. Which of the following is not a product of C? Swift is a product not, क्योंकि Swift is a product of USA. okay. International money transfer mechanism, which is messaging system, society for worldwide inter financial telecommunication, पूछा जा सकता है। यूपीआई, भीम, रुपे एंड फास्टैग, एवरीथिंग। रुपे एनपीसीआई और बैंक मिलके बनाए हैं इन्होंने, ये डोमेस्टिक कार्ड है। और ये भारत इंटरफेस फॉर मनी, यूनिफाइड पेमेंट इंटरफेस एंड फास्टैग। अर्लियर फास्टैग के पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है कि फास्टैग की वैलिडिटी कितनी होती है और केवाईसी क्या होता है, तो ये चारों चीजें आप पढ़ लेना। ये आपके डिजिटल बैंकिंग बुकलेट में है। डिजिटल बैंकिंग बुकलेट अगर आप पढ़ोगे एग्जाम जोन 24/7 का, तो एवरीथिंग इज देयर, even a number of things which are not very popular that are also mentioned. NPCI is promoted by RBI and IBA. Further, there are a number of shareholders in it. Which NPCI initiative helps in Aadhaar based banking transactions? See, जो बैंकिंग कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंट यूज करते हैं आधार इनेबल्ड पेमेंट सिस्टम, दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ, ये आधार का यूज करता है और बायोमेट्रिक का यूज करता है। आधार और नंबर और बायोमेट्रिक का यूज करके आप पैसा निकालते हो एईपीएस से, वो यूटिलिटी एनपीसीआई ने दिया हुआ है। ठीक है। अच्छा, बिल पेमेंट के लिए भारत बिल पेमेंट सिस्टम है। ठीक है। इसमें सेंट्रल यूनिट होती हैं, ऑपरेटिंग यूनिट होती हैं। सेंट्रल यूनिट और ऑपरेटिंग यूनिट, एज अ बिलर रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के लिए नेटवर्थ क्राइटेरिया आप पढ़ लेना, वो आ सकता है। इसमें पूछा जा रहा है यूटिलिटी बिल पेमेंट के लिए सिस्टम, तो भारत बिल पेमेंट सिस्टम है, भारत बिल पेमेंट सिस्टम, बीबीपीएस। आप कभी भी ऑनलाइन अमेजन और इस पे पेमेंट करोगे तो आपको मैसेज आता है, बिल हैज बीन paid successfully over Bharat Bill Payment System for amount of this. This is given by NPCI. Which NPCI initiative to toll payments? ठीक है। टॉल पे तो फास्टैग का यूज करके हम पेमेंट करते हैं। नाउ, which is a prepaid e-voucher solution by NPCI? E-rupee. E-rupee is like a rupee voucher which you can transfer to anyone. रुपे इज अ, व्हाट इज रुपे? ठीक है। रुपए अभी हमने पहले क्वेश्चन में डिस्कस किया कि एनपीसीआई और बैंक्स ने मिलकर के ये डोमेस्टिक डेबिट कार्ड लॉन्च किया है। इवन क्रेडिट कार्ड इज आल्सो लॉन्च्ड। ओके। डोमेस्टिक कार्ड पेमेंट नेटवर्क। देखो, जो हम वीजा कहते हैं ना, वो वीजा कार्ड नहीं होता है, वो वीजा का नेटवर्क है, कार्ड पेमेंट नेटवर्क है, जिसके थ्रू वीजा ने इसको इशू किया है। वीजा इज द कार्ड नेटवर्क। ऐसे यूरो पे इज आल्सो देयर, तो यूरो पे इज आल्सो, मास्टर कार्ड इज आल्सो देयर। दिस इज, व्हाट इज द कैश रिजर्व रेशियो? कैश रिजर्व रेशियो इज, बैंक अपने नेट डिमांड एंड टाइम लायबिलिटीज का एक सर्टेन परसेंटेज आरबीआई के पास कैश में रखता है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं कैश रिजर्व रेशियो। ठीक है। ये किस सेक्शन में आता है? दिस इज अंडर सेक्शन 42। यस। व्हाट इज द डिमांड ड्राफ्ट? देखो, डिमांड ड्राफ्ट एंड चेक आर सिमिलर थिंग्स, बट it is a prepaid, that is for insufficiency of funds, check may be bound, but demand draft is the prepaid, a check issued by bank on behalf of customer, आप ऐसा मान सकते हो, like a banker's check. Prepaid negotiable instrument used for payments. See, negotiable और used for payments नहीं आ सकता इसमें। Okay. However, all demand drafts must be issued as a account pay for if they are above certain amount. लोन सैंक्शन लेटर नहीं हो सकता, फिक्स डिपॉजिट भी नहीं है, सेविंग अकाउंट भी नहीं है, द ऑप्शन इज। व्हाट इज द सेक्शन ऑफ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट? And what is the section of check you comment under NI Act? What is the bank rate? Bank is the rate is the rate at which RBI lends money to the bank. भाई हम लोग भी बैंक से लोन लेते हैं तो हमें एक इंटरेस्ट रेट लगता है, ऐसे ही बैंक्स आरबीआई से जो लोन लेते हैं उसको बैंक रेट कहते हैं. व्हाट इज द इंटरेस्ट रेट स्प्रेड? इंटरेस्ट रेट स्प्रेड मींस, अभी स्प्रेड आप ये जानो कि एक तरह से डिफरेंस होता है कि आपको कितने का बेनिफिट होगा या कितने का लॉस होगा. ठीक है, जैसे एक कॉन्सेप्ट है नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन. अगर आप किसी बैंक की बैलेंस शीट देखो, लास्ट में जो आता है तो उसमें नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन, और कभी न्यूज में आता है नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन इम्प्रूव्ड दिस दिस दिस, वो यही होता है. अगर बैंक ने किसी को लोन दिया 10% पे, और बैंक के पास जो सेविंग अकाउंट रखा हुआ है उसको उसने 6% इंटरेस्ट दिया. ओके, नाउ बैंक 10 - 6 मतलब 4% बैंक ने अर्न किया. ठीक है, इसी को बोलते हैं इंटरेस्ट रेट स्प्रेड या नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन. हालांकि यू नीड टू नो नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन contains a number of things. This is actually total interest payments, interest received minus interest payments, that will be the net interest margin. However, spread will simply know that what is the difference between banks uh, interest being paid on deposits and lending rates. Okay, मीन्स लोन का रेट कितना है, डिपॉजिट का रेट कितना है, इसको आप डिफाइन कर लो. हाँ, लोन माइनस डिपॉजिट विल ऑलवेज बी ग्रेटर देन जीरो, बिकॉज अगर ग्रेटर देन जीरो नहीं होगा तो इसका मतलब अर्निंग जीरो है उसकी. लेस देन जीरो है मतलब वो कम कर रहा है. ऐसा कोई बैंक करेगा नहीं, बिकॉज वाई. नाउ व्हाट इज ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी? ओवरड्राफ्ट हमने बताया कि अगर आपने किसी को बोला कि 5 लाख की आपकी ओवरड्राफ्ट लिमिट है. ओवरड्राफ्ट लिमिट मीन्स 5 लाख का ओवरड्राफ्ट लिमिट है. अब उसके पास 6 लाख का चेक आया, मतलब 5 लाख की सीसी लिमिट आपने दी है. 6 लाख का चेक आया तो आपने इसको 1 लाख की ओडी अलाउ कर दिया, मीन्स 1 लाख ओडी बियॉन्ड द परमिसेबल लिमिट. आप 5 लाख का इसको दे सकते थे, बट 1 लाख आपने उसको ज्यादा दिया, दैट इज ओडी. अच्छा, एनपीए क्राइटेरिया क्या लगेगा? सिमिलर. जिस दिन ओवरड्राफ्ट में क्या है, जिस दिन आपने ओवरड्राफ्ट दिया दैट इज द ड्यू डेट, आपको उसको उसी दिन पेमेंट करना है. ओवरड्राफ्ट नॉट एज ए रेगुलर नहीं है ये. तो आपने ओवरड्राफ्ट दिया, नेक्स्ट डे या 2 दिन या 4 दिन या 30 20 दिन में वो आकर के इसमें भर दिया, दैट विल बी. अगर 30 डेज भी नहीं भरा वो एसएमए में चला जाएगा. ठीक है, विच वन इज द लार्जेस्ट बैंक इन इंडिया बाय एसेट्स? ये सबको पता ही है कि सी नाउ देखो, बाय एसेट्स ये वेरिएबल है. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी आज, चलो अभी तो किसी का डिस्क्लोजर आया नहीं, लेकिन अभी जून का रिजल्ट आएगा ना, जून वाले रिजल्ट डिस्क्लोज होंगे, तो इट इज पॉसिबल कि किसी बैंक के एसेट बढ़ जाए. तो ये आप न्यूज में रखना और ये पढ़ना. ये वेरिएबल है, ये कोई कांस्टेंट नहीं है कि एक बार एसबीआई हो गया तो एसबीआई ही होगा. हाँ, सिस्टमेटिकली इंपॉर्टेंट बैंक्स कौन से हैं ये याद रख लेना. डोमेस्टिक सिस्टमेटिकली इंपॉर्टेंट बैंक्स. ओके, एसबीआई इज आल्सो वन ऑफ देम. व्हाट इज द कैश क्रेडिट? कैश क्रेडिट इज द शॉर्ट टर्म वर्किंग कैपिटल. यस, लॉन्ग टर्म नहीं. लॉन्ग टर्म क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि ये कैश क्रेडिट स्टॉक्स के लिए होता है. स्टॉक्स रोटेट होते हैं और इनका 1 ईयर में इनका फॉर्म चेंज हो जाता है. जनरली इन ए क्वार्टर इट चेंजेस, इट कीप्स ऑन रोटेटिंग एज पर बिजनेस साइकिल. तो कैश क्रेडिट इज दैट थिंग. Which of the following is an example of capital market? Saving bank, not, because capital market is related to the bonds, securities, etc. So then these are traded and worked in stock exchanges. Fixed deposit, recurring deposit, and saving deposits are related to the banks. That may not be so. If you do not know the answer of this question directly, you come on to the answer indirectly. What is e-mandate? See, e-mandate, generally it is National Automated, NACH, National Automated Clearing Houses. E-mandate means they will be debiting your account for automatic debit. ओके, देखो ई-मैंडेट भी पूछा और NACH भी पूछ लिया, ठीक है, ओके। नेशनल ऑटोमेटेड क्लियरिंग हाउस कि जैसे, अच्छा चलो इसको समझा देते हैं थोड़ा। आपका अकाउंट SBI में है, आपने बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा से लोन ले लिया, लेकिन आपकी सैलरी SBI में आती है, तो आप एक ई-मैंडेट दे दोगे, NACH ई-मैंडेट, जिसके थ्रू एक बार रिकरिंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस इस पे लग जाएंगी क्लियरिंग के थ्रू, और SBI से पैसा डेबिट होकर के लोन का BOB में आता रहेगा। आपको बार बार जाके BOB में पैसे जमा करने की जरूरत नहीं। हालांकि आप रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट अगर यहाँ पे खोलना चाहते हो तो भी आप ये पैसा डेबिट करा सकते हो। इफ एनी डेबिट इज रिकरिंग, देन यू मे गो थ्रू। एंड what is the forex market? Forex market is the foreign exchange transactions, okay, जिसमें भी फॉरेन करेंसी में ट्रांजेक्शन हो रहे हैं, दैट इज द फॉरेक्स मार्केट। व्हाट इज द बेस रेट? बेस रेट इज द मिनिमम lending rate. Generally these are now it is linked with the various reference rates, okay. Bank guarantee. What is the bank guarantee? Bank guarantee means bank is giving guarantee on behalf of someone. If the someone, Mr. A, is not paying, bank will pay. Okay. So this is loan. No, this is not a loan. Okay. This is a promise by bank to pay to third party. Yes, is customer default, bank will take. Insurance, it is not. Saving account, no. Check, no. What is the purpose of financial literacy? Financial literacy, generally literacy is to educate the people about financial products and services, including the micro insurance. ये भी याद रख लेना, ये SBI ने दिया नहीं है। तो अगर आप माइक्रो इंश्योरेंस लाइक PM जीवन ज्योति योजना, PM सुरक्षा योजना ये बता रहे हो, दैट इज आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी। व्हाट इज द मिनिमम लोन अंडर स्टैंड अप इंडिया? ये बहुत पुराना स्टैंड अप इंडिया चला हुआ था, ठीक है, ये बहुत पुराना है, मतलब ठीक है। मिनिमम लोन अंडर स्टैंड अप इंडिया हैज बीन गिवन, बट इट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, यू मे लीव इट। स्टैंड अप इंडिया स्कीम इज वेरी ओल्ड स्कीम, ओके, so that is correct with the 10 lakhs. What is the maximum loan under? Okay, see, we need to discuss stand up India scheme, okay, because if it is being asked, suppose, see, whatever in the study material that may not be asked in your exam, okay. So let us go through stand up India scheme. What is stand up India scheme? Okay, the loan up to 10 lakhs to 1 crore, either to SC, ST or women borrower for greenfield, greenfield मतलब new एंटरप्राइज। ओके, तो अभी हमने देखा मिनिमम 10 lakhs एंड मैक्सिमम 1 crore। सी, लेट मी, यस, हाँ, who is interested with the responsibility and inspection of RRBs? Okay, yes, NABARD. It also monitors SHG functioning too. Okay, now hope all 15 questions are clear. There is one small part remaining. We will discuss it in the next session. Hope it finds you well and you find it useful. Have a nice day and nice learning. Thank you.